to Buena Vista, BV, however you want to call it. I've heard it said all different ways. It actually looks nice out here. Up in the mountains, it's been pretty stressful, actually. I know I at least had one tearful moment yesterday. Everyone gets emotional on the trail at some point. It's getting really scary. There's still a lot of snow, but it's also melting, so it's making for some pretty dangerous conditions. Like there are some, traverses, ridge walks where it was covered in slushy snow, and because the slope is so steep, it's like a 60-degree angle trying to cut across. I'm just sliding right off, and so it's so stressful. After it took me 3 hours to go 1 mile the other day, and then I had another hour-long, mile-long traverse yesterday, and I've just got more and more coming up. So I've decided, while the snow is going through this fast melt, I'm going to take an alternate route, a nice lower elevation route, at least for a few days, give the trail some time to increase in its safety levels. Before leaving town, I went and had a huge lunch that I didn't have to pay for because an awesome couple came up from behind me and paid for it. Then I headed out into the Arkansas Headwaters Recreation Area. I thoroughly enjoyed the river, the cliffs, the tunnels, just everything about not being in the snow. When I got to the campground that night, I was stopped by a family that apparently had hiked the CDT several years ago. They wanted to hear about my journey. As I walked away after telling them about it, the mom came running back after me and offered me a place to stay for the night. She said I could stay in their guest bedroom, they would feed me tamales, and then I would be returned to the trail where I left off yesterday. That was an awesome bargain. So we headed over to their homestead, and I got to hear all about their travels on the CDT with their donkeys and boating through Alaska.
Taquito el burrito.
Churro the burro and taquito the burrito. Look, it snowed up there again yesterday. Good morning. Guess what? I'm actually in a good mood. I guess I'm usually in a decent mood, but the past few days were a struggle. But right now, I am still surrounded by trees. I'm walking on dirt. The view is beautiful, and I can still see the Continental Divide. So I guess I should back up my story a little bit. So I got to Buena Vista, BV, yesterday. I can't remember what all I already said, but I got a package, went to drop some more stuff off at the post office, didn't have time. I also had in the back of my mind, like, oh shit, I think I have a hole in my sleeping pad. I don't know when's the next time I'm going to find a bathtub, even if at some point in the future I stay in a hotel. That doesn't guarantee they'll have a bathtub that I can check for holes. Maybe I should just order a new one. They had one in town, but then I'd still have the old one stuck with me. I don't know what to do. So, long story short, being able to stay at the CDT hiker's house, they allowed me to fix my sleeping pad. The lady worked for a shipping company, so she was able to ship out the excess gear that I wasn't able to ship out because the post office had closed for the weekend. I just feel so grateful. Like, this was meant to be. Maybe some people will judge me taking the bike route instead of just like sitting holding still if I'm waiting for the snow to melt. But this was meant to be. And I'm so thankful for their family. It's awesome meeting the dogs and the cats and the donkeys. Yeah. Alright, welcome to the Arkansas River, known for its gold rush. That weekend ended up being some sort of boat festival, and so I got to watch a lot of people go whitewater rafting down the Arkansas River. It looked really fun, but it was also cold out, so I was glad I was dry. Next up, I got to hike around the Clearwater Reservoir, which led me to an old route of the CDT, which I then followed. Hey look, even though it's still the Colorado Trail, it used to be the CDT. That makes me feel better that I'm going this way. Ha, see, I'm still on the CDT. Then I got to camp alongside the Twin Lakes. Welcome to Twin Lakes. I'm not sure if I'll actually go into the actual town though. Okay, so everyone's big worries whenever they come out here or I come out here, everyone's always like, well, what about the bears or wild animals? When in reality, the biggest threat are, ticks, people, and dogs. Dogs, they do attack people. So you have to be careful with them. Even if, you have a great dog, they may react differently than usual on trail. Like they hear strangers that smell funny. And so yeah, I just got attacked by a dog. It was on a leash. They had come up and passed me and kept going. The owner had asked me a few questions, kept walking. Eventually they turned around, came back. He paused to ask me a question. I kind of laughed. And as soon as he turned away, the dog just turned and lunged at me and tried to bite me. Luckily, he mostly got my canned oxygen, so nice metal bottle, but I just felt like the lower jaw just hit my hip, and I looked down and there's like spit, all saliva all down my pants. So I'm not hurt at all, didn't break the skin or anything, but it's just kind of like, wait, what? And the owner just, he just turned around to walk away and just turned around again, like, did he just do something? He's like, yeah, he just tried to bite me. Like, I'm so sorry, he's never done that, and he's especially never unfriendly with females, so I'm so sorry. He's like, well, I'm okay, it's alright, but oh yeah, you gotta be careful sometimes. It looks like the world's largest beaver dam. It's huge. See this patch of snow? Just a patch of snow like that? This is what I was hoping the snow would be like at this point. However, this is just an anomaly on trail. Like, this is a short stint of trail with only a little bit of snow. Whereas I know there's still a whole lot more snow up ahead. Okay, so after that, the snow just kept getting thicker and thicker, although it was still kind of slushy. So my snowshoes, I have like spikes on the bottom of them to help give me traction, and I've lost over half of them. And so there's not much traction left. I'm just sliding all over the place, and all I could really compare myself to was like, I looked like a really intoxicated person trying to walk a straight line with clown shoes on. I was just sliding and falling all over the place and just getting more and more upset. Mind you, it was also very hormonal, and didn't realize it. So like 2 hours of this, and I finally sat down and I messaged Michael, forwarder back, and he responded with, do we need to call? And so called and talked to him and told him, like, I can feel more true to myself if I'm going, at least to the trail, if I go forward, but also if I keep going forward, once again, I'm going to end my day at the pass where there's not going to be any camping, or I could turn around, walk 2 hours back to the forest road, and then I can just take the bike route into town, into Leadville, but there won't be snow. And so we decided I should go back, which was hard and frustrating, knowing I'd lost all those miles. But I ended up way happier with that choice. And so, not so exciting walking, forest roads into town, but that's how it ended. And I know that's not what everyone else wants to hear, but that's what I did, and I don't care anymore.